Biden calls Meta's decision to end fact checking really shameful.
Mm,
President Biden on Friday slammed Meta's decision to end its fact checking program, calling it really shameful, while answering questions from reporters following remarks about the economy. Biden said the move would allow things that are simply not true to be read by millions of people. Is just
okay.
completely contrary to everything America is about. We want to tell the
Mm.
truth. We haven't always done it as a nation. We want to tell the truth, Biden said.
He
The
said that.
idea that a billionaire can buy something and say, by the way, we're not going to fact check anything. You have millions of people reading, going online, reading this stuff. He continued, anyway, I think it's really shameful. Meta did not immediately respond to a request for comment evening. Now, when you hear that, what do you think about based on the previous segment we just covered? Let's bring it all
Mm,
together.
mm. Just off the headline alone, like I just think to myself, I don't know why I don't like the sound of fact checkers. That doesn't I don't know why it doesn't sound right to me. I feel like I can check my own facts. And I feel like if I heard that this existed in another country, we would look down on them like, oh, y'all got fact checkers on y'all social media? They look through stuff before y'all can see it. Like, how does that work? And so like I don't know. I just already looked at it funny, and I saw a post another headline that said the fact checker saying to Mark Zuckerberg, "We wasn't checking the facts anyway. We wasn't working." And so I'm like, what are we doing? What are we talking about? And I hear what Biden says, and I'm like, if Biden doesn't already think people are reading misinformation online, if he, I don't, this is already happening. So there already a bunch of misinformation out there. But I just I don't know. I just feel like there's better ways to allocate resources than fact checkers. Like I just feel like money could go to better things. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And so I got something else I want to show you to bring it full circle, right?
Right.
I'm trying to they trying to make me subscribe to all this stuff. I don't want to do that. All right. So I just had to find a good one as you was talking. All right. But I was listening. All right, cool. Now, let's go to this one. Meta eliminates fact checking and ladies bow to Trump. Ignore that part of it. You could tell where who the bow to Trump. That's just to get that's emotions. That's fine.
I'm not bowing. That's funny.
So think about the transition of power. What's happening? Meta
Mm,
Chief Executive Officer Mark Zuckerberg on Tuesday announced his changes to content moderation on Facebook and Instagram, long sought by conservatives. So when think about who's currently in office, Mark was catering to them because of his business,
mm.
which means there was some people being censored because some of this was based on whose truth that wanted to be shared. And so
Not
others were being fact checked and they weren't telling the truth, but maybe they weren't telling the narrative that they wanted to be shared, and so it was false.
yeah,
Now, leadership is changing, and guess what Mark is doing?
bowing.
Adjusting.
Yeah,
Why?
just
Why is he adjusting?
money.
Let's bring it all together. Let's bring it all together. Like once we remove the because that headline felt like when you hear that headline, you like, like
That was
bowing
funny.
to Trump, like, dang, they make like he's serving Trump,
Yeah,
like,
he the Pope or something.
or it depending on whose side you're on, you felt something, right?
Mm,
But going back to my previous segment, now you're seeing how all of this stuff is connected, and you see why companies are making certain moves because they're making adjustments for the incoming administration.
mm.
Going somewhere. Coming closer into the camera. Let me zoom it in. Come closer. I need you to come a little closer. There we go. Cause you're like, Ken, what does this have to do with anything? I'm not making no money from these companies. What adjustments are you making in your life based on the incoming
Wow.
administration? Because you are business too.
Wow. That's it. Man.
You ain't hear any emotions in that. It's just like, hey, this is what pivots, what adjustments do I need to make for my household based on the new administration? And I can be objective about it, and it's a business decision. I'm letting
Hope
it
y'all,
breathe. I'm letting it
I hope
breathe.
I hope they got their notebooks. That's what I'm thinking. I hope y'all writing this down, man. This is something to think about. Man.
We get caught up in the back and we get swallowed up in the back and forth of things, but this is the real talk that we need to talk as Americans, regardless on what side you're on. Like, as you can see with companies, they're hedging. They're like, oh, hey, well, that's the direction. Okay, we need to make an adjustment. This person, they and all. Okay, we need to make an adjustment. What are the policies? Like, what's the implications so we can navigate things because this has implications on revenue.
Yeah. Man. And I could hear a naysayer, or I could see someone propose the argument, but no, you have to think about the long term. Trump is only going to be in office for 4 years, or any given administration will only be in office for 4 years. And here's what I'll say to that. Yes, I do agree that there has to always be some form of long term planning, at least some type of consideration for the future. But something I've noticed is that there are windows. It's like sometimes in business, there are just these windows, kind of like that. Not to keep referencing that $10 billion contract. That's not just going to be available at your front door every day. That probably took a lot of work, a lot of people building relationships over time. But sometimes you only have a 2 year stretch to make a certain type of money. Or, you know what I'm saying? You have to get it while you can get it. Think about the NFL, think about the NBA. They will never ever be 18 to 35 years old again. Once they're out of the league, they got to figure out something else. And so for but not this good thing or it's a bad thing, but some businesses might have to operate the same way. That technology is novel when they come out, and we got to strike while the iron's hot. This is our best chance to make a lot of revenue, and he's going to be in office while that window is happening. So we really got to cozy up with him. We can land a $10 billion contract. We can land $100 billion contract. It might not be on the table by the time the next administration's in office. We got to strike now.
Love it.